This is JT, and today we're gonna go over how to program your workouts. The biggest factor to consider when programming your training, programming your workouts, is going to be your familial, professional, all your other considerations, how much time is left for you to devote to training. The reason that's a really important consideration is setting yourself up with a training frequency that works for you and that is sustainable is the key to getting long-term results. And the good news with it in this regard is that studies show time and again that when you equate the amount of work done in a week or in a time period between different types of training splits, if the overall work done is the same, then the results at the end of the day are essentially the same. More simply put, if you do the same amount of work in a 5-day split that somebody else does in a 3-day split, you're going to get the same results. That means that if training 5 days a week is not convenient for you, you don't have to train 5 days a week. If training 2 days a week works best for you, if you can fit the same workload into that 2 days, that's gonna work just as well. So, step one, figure out the number of days that you would like to train, okay? Step two is identifying an amount of work in that time period, in that week, that's going to stimulate the muscles enough to give you the strength and the hypertrophy that you're looking for. It's popular to see people right now doing full body training splits 5 days a week with 1 set to muscular failure per body part or per movement within that training session. That's a perfectly fine way to train. If you want to do that, that's great. That would give us a starting point of 5 sets per week per movement, say push-ups, pull-ups, squats, okay? You can take that and go down to 2 days a week where you do 2 sets at one training session, you're resting 2 days, then doing 3 sets in the next training session for 5 total sets and only working out twice a week. And the weekly load is, the weekly volume from an amount of work that you're doing is the same. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't think it's too confusing. The factor to consider here is that in addition to the number of work sets you're putting in on a weekly basis, you want to consider the amount of intensity or how fresh you are when you attack each set, because that matters as well. We are trying to progressively overload the muscle. The muscles, you want them to be accomplishing more work over time. So if you perform a set, let's use push-ups for example. If you perform a set and you get after it and you use a high intensity, slow and controlled movements, and you have a really good set, and then you only rest 1 minute and you get back under there for another set, based on available data, you didn't rest long enough to attack the next set with maximal intensity. So what's happening is you are going to recruit less of the fast twitch muscle fibers that we want for strength and hypertrophy. So your set may get your heart rate up more and you're huffing and puffing more because it was closer together. Maybe you're sweating more, but huffing and puffing and sweating are not indicative of a productive strength training session. So what I want you to think about with how long you rest between sets, whether it's, if you're familiar with Ted Naiman, 1 set and then resting till the next day for the next set and attacking it with full intensity. Follow Ted if you don't, he's a great follow. You can do it like that, or if you're going to do more than 1 work set in a body part or in the same movement on the same day, rest 2 to 3 minutes. Rest long enough to attack the next set with maximal intensity. You need to be giving each work set, your best effort to recruit the most muscle fibers that are likely to grow with regards to strength and hypertrophy. That's what we're training for, is to stimulate strength and to stimulate hypertrophy. And I am primarily concerned with longevity and optimal health. That's what my passion is. And if that's what you're looking for, keep in mind that strength and muscle mass are positively correlated with longevity, not, infinity repetitions and cardio workouts. Those things are cool, I'm not saying you can't do those, but what I'm saying is mentally be aware that being strong and building muscle mass are longevity tools. So this is not meathead science here. This is not gym bro or any of that type of deal. This is looking at health and wellness and longevity, and realizing that being strong and mobile and muscular is one of the best tools that we can use or develop toward that end. So the considerations for you, to wrap it up, when you are deciding how many days a week to train, are going to be making sure that you can attack each work set in a fresh manner with good intensity. Meaning, if you want to do 2 or 3 sets of push-ups on a day, 2 days a week, giving you 6 work sets that week, that's perfectly fine, provided that each of those sets are attacked with you being fresh and putting forth your best effort. If you want to work out 5 days a week full body, great. If you want to work out 4 days a week, upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body, that's also great. If you want to do a 6-day a week training schedule where you do push muscles, pull, and then lower body, take a day off, push, pull, lower body, take a day off, that's also valid. Because there's not a one-size-fits-all approach to this, you are going to be able to tailor things to fit your likes, your schedule. And what I'll do is, after this video, I will break down a 5-day a week full body, and then we'll do a upper lower day off, upper lower day off, upper lower day off. That's gonna put you working out 3 days over that in a 7-day period. And then we'll break down the other that I just talked about, push, pull, lower, off, push, pull, lower, off. So we'll go through some examples, and each type of training we'll make one short video for, and then you can kind of go through those and figure out which one you think is going to appeal to you the most. And we'll hit on some pros and cons. If you have questions before I get into those individual types of splits, please ask below this video. It will help me know what to address in those next installments.